Hey guys, what's up? This is Aaron Kramers here with my buddy,
Thomas McClellan.
and tonight we're going to be talking about Green Room. Released in 2016, written and directed by Jeremy Saulnier, starring Anton Yelchin, Imogen Poots, and Patrick Stewart.
Actually, one thing I really wanted to ask you, dude. You mentioned earlier that this was theoretically part of a trilogy.
Yes, this is part of the Inept Protagonist trilogy, made by Jeremy Saulnier and Macon Blair.
Maybe we should explain to people just a little brief summary about what this film is about.
Well, this movie is just about a punk band who witness a murder, and when
They get held.
they held captured by neo-Nazis.
That's got to be intense for them, right?
Yep.
The tension I really like. It's very, it's set in one place, so there's not a lot to really do in the area. They're sort of trapped, and the camera moves in, and it gets very more tighter and tighter, you know?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's just the worst kind of feeling in the world. And that's what makes the film very memorable, is that it's very tense.
Oh, yes.
Not just because it's very claustrophobic in its one area.
But it's also the gore.
Yeah, which is weird, because the gore kind of reminds me an awful lot of the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy. It's sort of gory, but not for the sake of being glory. It's very brutal and yet realistic at the same time.
Doesn't linger.
Doesn't linger too much, and it feels like something that could actually happen, almost.
The gore effects on it, like...
Oh, definitely.
Usually when you're watching, like, a movie, like, with gore in it, you're like, eh. But then, like, with movies like this, you're like...
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I knew that was going to happen.
Looks like Arnold's trying to terminate us.
So come on, Arnie, give us a moment till we finish the review.
Yes.
What really surprised me the most was actually just how kind of ruthless the character of Patrick Stewart is. He usually doesn't play these kind of characters. You usually see him play a very reserved or kind of poetic character, but this character is just very, very kind of downright, what would you say?
I would say downright, evil.
Kind of creepy, actually.
Aren't all neo-Nazis creepy?
Yeah, but it's weird because he's also got his own principles, kind of. Like, he's clearly the leader for a reason, because he's able to think and improvise a lot of the time. Very, very unsettling. It's kind of creepy, actually, watching him.
Yeah.
Like, he's always thinking. He's got his thing in his head, and he's always just thinking.
Compared to the punk band, he's more prepared.
Very prepared. You've got a feeling he's kind of done this before in a way.
Yes.
And I always like to compare some other roles, but there's almost no roles you can really compare him to, except maybe his role as Macbeth in a way, because that's also another character that's always thinking, always feeling the situation around him, kind of. The acting is very amazing. These characters feel authentic as hell.
Yes. Especially like when, little spoiler alert here, like when Anton Yelchin gets his like hand like barely chopped off.
Cleaved off almost.
Cleaved off, like when the hand's like barely there. He really was screaming in pain. That's what it felt like.
And another thing, Anton Yelchin gives a really, really great performance.
Yes, may he rest in peace.
We miss you, buddy. We miss you. We're going out to you. But if I have to say something with Anton Yelchin, he always feels like he doesn't want to be here at all. He just wants to get out of there as quickly as possible.
The soundtrack is pretty good too.
Oh, I love this soundtrack, man, with the thrash and the punk. Just rock on, man.
Yeah.
We'll say that the film has some pretty unique symbolism, actually.
Yes, but the red laces.
Kind of like a sign of passage, like you're now officially a member of the gang or something like that. Red is sort of like a color for danger sometimes, or sort of anger, which you get from these kind of characters. And I love the fact that that bar owner is only doing it just so he can get his red laces. And yet when he does, he doesn't almost feel like he actually feels up to the task to do anything, really.
Also, the pit bulls also count as symbolism.
The dog is the only one that gets away, really. He's just minding his own business. He's being the dog. He doesn't want to be here. But these people are stuck here, kind of. I feel bad for the dogs.
Yes.
They never get it good in these movies.
Yes, and then he'll have his own movie, Homeward Bound, The Furriest Reich.
Oh, God, I hope that doesn't happen. But in all honesty, if you had to be really honest with yourself, is there something about the film you didn't like?
Well, I do love Blue Ruin and Green Room. Like Blue Ruin is on one of my top favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
But like, I think people aren't gonna like the fact that these are characters who make dumb choices.
These choices are just.
Yeah, yeah. Like one incident where like we need to split up or something like that.
That's the number one rule you never do. Never split up. You're gonna end up dead afterwards.
Yeah.
That never works out for anyone in the end. If I had to say one thing I didn't like about the film, it kind of feels like the ending kind of drags on and kind of meanders a little. We kind of get you're out of the place. Is that it? Now what? It kind of feels like there's a lot left that hasn't been dealt with, really, almost in a way. But I guess that's kind of the point, because these people have just gone through hell and they kind of need a breather in a way.
Yeah. What are your final thoughts on the movie?
I didn't know what to expect going into this film because I only saw the trailer, and the trailer didn't reveal too much, so I was actually quite surprised with the film. In all honesty, the film is very atmospheric and it's very, very tension-filled, and that was okay for me.
So, in all, what would you give the final rating?
So, because it surprised me, I'm going to give it 10.
A 10 out of 10?
A 10.5, how about that?
Oh, okay.
What about you?
Well, I really thought that this is an excellent exercise in tension, in horror, in realistic horror, because this could happen to anyone. Well, just because the characters have made dumb choices in this movie, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button if you haven't already, and then press the subscribe button and press the bell to get notified. And thank you guys for watching, and until next time, I'll see you all in the near future.
We'll see you guys soon, alright?